Now, everything cannot be solved by passive economies of scale, and therefore people need to think about which are the challenges which individually they cannot tackle, and therefore is it something that we need to do it collectively, and if we have, and that is what is called the active economies of scale. And this active economies of scale was very predominant in the Italian era. There are 199 clusters which are identified. Cheese is very famous, and there are many other clusters which have been very famous, making a mark of theirs in the global arena. Now, when I say that the features of successful clusters, initially when way back in 1996, UNIDO began its initiatives, it actually started thinking about that if social capital was so important, can we do something about it, or we have to believe that people live the way they live, and how it needs to be promoted, where we are, and that's what I will be essentially focusing upon. My structure of the presentation comprises of essentially 6 parts. DICs were very, very important. There was scarcity of raw materials, and therefore coal, there onwards, I think we've moved ahead on the global scene, and that is actually affecting our micro, small and medium enterprises. And there are 4 challenges that I thought were very relevant to the micro. So there are some industries in China which are now considered as not so good for them. So there are lots of Chinese now who are going to back to Africa and setting up their bases there, because it is a cheaper production that side. And they are also collaborating a lot. They are taking over a lot of factories in Italy, so that they get access to the technology there, they get access to the markets which those companies already enjoy, market shares which they enjoy. They get knowledge about how the design capabilities exist internally, what kind of technologies are they using, and use it back at home in China or elsewhere. Similar kind of cheaper labor, but not necessarily for capitalizing this knowledge flows which are actually available somewhere in the western parts of the world, where it is becoming more and more expensive to produce certain items earlier. But if we see that, among the various schemes which we have been following in the country, there are at least 4 national level studies which have been done by the Planning Commission and by some of the ministries, and all the 4 studies say that the outreach has been limited. The successes have not been as much as were expected. In fact, if I was to put up a figure, I would say about 30% success. Which
running your association is entirely a part of that. In fact, the success of the cluster program, as has been mentioned so beautifully by Mr. Gulati, is based on trust. So if you can't trust the various members who form a part of the cluster and have a kind of a democratic arrangement by which every 3, 4, 5 years you have a change of leadership, well, how will government intervene and how will that going to help? I do not know. Because the idea of government intervention will only make it more stupid, and that will create only more complications rather than solving it. When we